Hello, my name is Nigel from Nigel Knife News, and today we have here a interview with a knife stand-up comic. And a rather unique category of comedians that poses quite a different situation for most comics. So what we have here is this guy. What is your name? Ted. Ted, not Theodore or Teddy. No, my name's Ted, and yeah, I know it's a strange name for a dinosaur, but that's my name. Well, what's it like, working in a stand-up comedy crowd consisting entirely of people that pack knives and stuff like that? Is it more of a rough crowd? Oh, certainly is rough. Yes, sir. Knife comedy is cutting edge comedy. See, that was a joke right there. And crowd don't always get all your jokes that you're trying to do. Sometimes it goes right over their head, and sometimes they think you're too dull. see, sometimes it's specific type of humor that only a certain crowd would get, and the rest of the crowd would go, that's corny. And actually, some in the crowd, get corny. Like if you start attacking their favorite company, let's say it's Benchmade, and you start joking about Benchmade, like, Benchmade, where you come up with a name like Benchmade? Can you imagine this? They're sitting around saying, well, what can we come up with for a knife company name? Well, where did we make it? Well, we actually made it on the bench. Teacher, I got an idea. Why don't we call it Benchmade? No, that's too corny. People won't get the inside joke. They'll have to, it's not a good idea. Anybody else got any ideas? And they go around the table and other people come up with stupid ideas, and finally, your stupid idea wins. Benchmade. Yeah, what else are we going to have next? Yeah, obviously it was made on a bit. That was for when somebody asked a question, hey, where was your knife made? Well, it was made on a bench. See that? That was a joke. Somebody had a sense of humor in that company, and he's a nameless person. He was just a guy with a little tie, probably a bow tie, on his shirt, and they were sitting at a meeting, and they're all trying to be serious, and he was the hidden comedian, the knife comedian in the crowd, and nobody knew it. And nobody really does know it until now. Now you know. I was not that guy. I never wear a bow tie. I'm just saying. Well, yeah, that's fascinating. What about if the crowd doesn't like your jokes? What happens then? Well, sir, if it's a live crowd like that, well, you got to watch out, man. You don't, having a drink thrown at you, yeah, you might have to dodge a glass, but, you can serve the stuff in plastic, so it don't have as much velocity or mass when it goes up against your skull. And, yeah, you may get splashed with alcohol, but that's not as dangerous as a crowd armed with knives that get pissed off enough to throw something at you. They might be throwing knives. The crowd in there, when they throw a knife at you, might be skilled at throwing knives. So, yeah, you got that to deal with. And me being a T-Rex, I got these little hands. I can't get my hand. I have to duck my head down. And I got to do some real ninja stuff a lot of times to dodge these knives. And they're probably going to be sharp. If they can't sharpen a knife, they know somebody who can. So, yeah, like I said, a knife crowd is, sometimes they have a sense of humor. Sometimes, especially more alcohol you get into them, the more humor they seem to tolerate, If other people are laughing at the Benchmade joke, and their favorite knife is Benchmade, they might not get so pissed off. But then you got factionism too. You know, somebody laughs a little too hard at that Benchmade joke because they got a Spyderco. Oh man. Well, to prevent that, I usually do another joke similar, but I do it in the Spyderco, fashion. And then I come up with something entirely made up. There's no truth to any of this. I'm just making this stuff. I'm a comedian. I'm not a historian. Please, please. Come on, man. Fact check a comedian. What the? Did you laugh or did you get out your calculator? If you got out your calculator, you're going the wrong direction with this joke. You lost it. It went over your head. It's gone. You might as well find something else to do. Accounting. I suggest, accounting might be a career for you, but certainly not comedy. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, it can be a strange crowd, like I said, but like for Spyderco, I come up with a joke where they were going to come up with a name for the company, and what did they say? And they said, well, we got to be unique, and then somebody goes, hey, I like spiders. We could make a company that's made by spiders or run by spiders. Or, God, we got a spider. Can we put a spider anywhere? Well, how about on the blade? That can be our logo. We could say Spider Company, but that's a little bit long. So let's just call it Spyderco. All right? You get it? You get it? Spyderco, Spider Company. Yeah, what's that got to do with the knife? Just like, what's Benchmade got to... Benchmade's a little closer. They at least told you it was made on a bench, but Spyderco, come on, man. Does that knife look like a spider? Has it got 8 eyes? I mean, yeah. Cyclopsico, maybe it's got a hole in its head. I don't know. See, you can't get too deep in this stuff. You just got to take it for what it is. And for me, it's comedy gold right there. That's comedy gold. But you don't want to get these factions riled up, because like I said, once you make the Spyderco joke, then, some people are going to laugh a little too hard. And then you've got people armed and drinking and the crowd disagreeing. It can get interesting. Yeah. I have seen more than my fair share of knife fights, and I probably caused a few myself. But I'm just a comedian. You can't don't blame the messenger, or in my case, or the message. Just laugh or don't laugh, but don't stab your neighbor. That's my suggestion, let's keep it civilized. Keep your knives in your sheath. Keep your blades folded. That's usually what we start off with. It's a little warning, public service announcement. Hey, I hope everybody's having a good time. Let's keep it having a good time by not stabbing each other or at your hostesses or me, myself, the guy that's going to be joking. Understand this. This is a joke, right? You either laugh or don't laugh, but please don't bring out them knives and start stabbing one another. Let's just laugh. Now, if you think somebody's laughing too hard, well, then you can laugh harder than him instead of breaking out your knife. I know this is it kind of like throws a wet rag on the whole crowd, when you got to give them a safety briefing before you start off with your act, like, all right, like a prison, before we do this stand-up comedy, the guards are going to have to do a cavity check just to make sure none of y'all are hiding a shank that you're going to whip out in the middle of the crowd, all right? So, yeah, please bend over, have your ticket in hand, and spread them cheeks. Yeah, so all I'm saying is it can get pretty rough, but the benefits are pretty good. Well, all the benefits, actually. Well, I get to make jokes. I get all the alcohol I could drink, during the set, which sometimes I could do pretty good job of drinking alcohol, especially if the crowd's getting a little rough or my material's getting a little rough. You know, knife crowd, they don't like dull humor. They want sharp wit. I can keep going with these. You tell me, you got any alcohol? You got... No, Mike, sorry, you know, we found that interferes with our interviews. A lot of times the interview deteriorates quite rapidly the more alcohol we put into the interviewee. Oh, yeah, I can understand that. Like I said, I worked this crowd. I've worked in these situations. So, yeah, my only thing I suggest to everyone is don't shoot the messenger or the message, you know, especially if it's a comedy. Just laugh or don't laugh. That's your prerogative also. Yeah, and don't make fun of somebody's name just because he's a dinosaur and he's named Ted and he's not named Theodore or Teddy. Yeah, because that's my name. I didn't ask for it. It was given to me like everybody else's name. Do you ask for your name? No, it's just like, oh, by the way, you're going to be called Ted from now on. Can I go by Teddy? No. Can I go by Theodore? No. Well, can I change my name? Only when you're old enough to know what the hell you're doing. Well, that doesn't sound fair. Welcome to life. Life is not fair. All right, yeah, so I got to wrap this up here, so make sure you tip your waitresses. And hold on, mate. This is not a set. I know you think it's a set, but no, this is just an interview. But yeah, this is a good time to end this interview. I want to thank Ted here for being here, and our security, Peppy, of course, all you cats back there hanging out in the peanut gallery back there. You cats keep it down, so y'all can do a joke too, and even I'm a cat. Yeah. I found out, though, that I'm a better reporter than I am a comedian. So, with that, I'll let you all get back to your life. And just remember, the life of a comedian is one that is very rarely appreciated for what they do. They go through the risk of... well, I don't know what they risk. They risk having people not laugh at their jokes. That's probably one of the worst things a comedian can have, is a joke that flops. And I don't think any of these jokes flopped here for Ted, and he wasn't even trying, I don't think. He said he wasn't drinking, and I don't think he was. So, thank you for watching, and have a jolly good day.